And just about to get underway as the starting fives have been announced. Sit tight. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brett Perry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Spoelstra is the longest tenured coach in Heat franchise history. During that time, league-wide, there have been more than 100 coaching changes. Spoelstra said, "This profession is dynamic. I'm very grateful for this opportunity, so I do my best to grow and get better every year. I don't want to let them down." Kevin?
Great stuff, DA. Thank you. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Obas is out there with Baldwin. Then it's Barrett. And there's money. And it's the professor in at the 1 spot. And for Miami, they've got Dwyane Wade. Adebayo is out there at prime time. And it's the dude. And it's Jay in at the 3, the small forward. Brent, 2 explosive backcourts. When you were playing, who was the toughest guard that you found to defend?
Well, I would start off with a guy named Allen Iverson. And the reason that I start with that, Kevin, the reason I start with Kevin is I just saw the back of the jersey all the time, so I remember Iverson clear as day. But if I went deeper, I would tell you guarding the Hall of Famer Mitch Richmond at the time when he was playing for the Sacramento Kings. They would run an offensive set, much like for Reggie Miller, multiple screens by a bunch of guys who were big and strong. That was not good for me to try to fight through those kind of screens. But if you gave Mitch Richmond 8 inches, 2 points.
And Richmond was strong and had bulk to his body.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me, Kevin.
I can see the bruises. Here's Baldwin. Passes it to the professor.
Awesome defense on that play from Dwyane Wade. He doesn't give any room to breathe out there to the opposition.
Now Matthews. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defensive anticipation there to stop it. Lots of room. And good that time. Money's got the first points up on the board for New York. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
It's beyond the leaning. You could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Got to hold firm or you're going to get a call.
And with this summer signing of Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat demonstrating they still can lure star talent to South Beach.
The Heat back on the rise. The Butler signing sets the stage for the summer of 2021 when they should have the cap space to sign another max player.
Here's Wade. Steps back and trains the jump shot.
Whoa, he really got his defender on his heels on that one. What a fantastic play, guys.
Poke loose. In transition, here comes Miami. Wade with the ball, and they pick up 2.
Terrific basketball from Wade there to thread the pass to the wide-open man for the clean look.
Knicks have gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Pass to Baldwin. Here's the professor. He's guarded by Adebayo. Well shot off that time. Now the Heat with it. Pass to Matthews. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, the Knicks had a lot of turnover trading for expiring contracts. They did what they could to accommodate the wishes of a lot of vets.
Yeah, the problem right now for the Knicks is they're not inviting to a lot of free agents, and that's really where they're trying to make their play. So fascinating over the course of the past decade that New York has not been able to attract the top-tier talent. So building through the draft, Coach Fizdale hopeful that they'll land a star one way or another.
Free throw, good. Matthews.
Well, the big story from the Knicks last season was the surprise trade that sent Porzingis to Dallas. shook up the entire roster.
Well, never easy to trade a franchise player, but there was some rumblings that maybe Porzingis was not going to stay there long term, and a surprise deal made last year as Porzingis exited New York for Dallas. So the next opportunity for them was draft and free agency, and to try to get as flexible as they possibly could be for the next few years. Eric Spoelstra has done such an amazing job in all his time here, starting as a video coordinator for Pat Riley, and certainly as a head coach, winning a couple of titles. After losing the Big Three a few years back, the organization still felt confident that Eric Spoelstra could help this team remain competitive. They've been able to do that.
Wade, good.
And that is a shot Dwyane Wade has made time and time again.
For the Knicks, it's been a slow start here. 6-point game. G passes to Booker. Here's the professor. And again, unable to change momentum here. Brent, the Heat looking to acquire more stars. This summer, they struck, signing Jimmy Butler.
Huge signing in the offseason, as the loss of Dwyane Wade leaves a big hole in terms of the star power of the Miami Heat. South Beach, a great place to live. It's a great organization where they handle things first class, and this team is all about competing. Jimmy Butler is going to do that in South Beach.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. Then for the Knicks, Julius Randle's checked in for Boss. Price comes in for money. And it's Dennis Smith in for the professor. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And there's the foul. It goes on Cool Hands. That is his first foul of the game. Butler feeling out of it. Out to Smith. The pass to Haslem. Just 4 to shoot.
Like watching Randle get down, use that frame, and use those feet to move around defensively.
Price dishes to Smith. It's hauled in by Harris.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Out to Smith. 7-second difference. Shot and game clock. Outside Butler. Good D by Booker.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. Heat lead by 4. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. Marquee matchup tonight. Jimmy Butler says he loves to go up against the best.
I'm one that if you're the best in the world, I want to see it. And I wake up for these games. I want to know, how do you do it? And you're going to have to do it every night when you go up against me.
That's the hard-working mentality Butler provides. A two-way threat, Greg, who wants to dominate the top players at his position.
And Butler's really embraced being a leader. You can tell he lives for these types of matchups and games.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
The defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
Smith is out there with Hero. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And there's Haslem. And it's Harris in at the power forward position. It's the group in the game for the Heat. With social media, extended TV coverage, lots of distractions for these players, Brent. But some do a terrific job of blocking all that out and keeping their focus.
think the roles and responsibilities of teams is changing around exactly what you're talking about, Kevin. You have to have people within your organization to help these players understand where it is that they have to focus most, and that is your job on the floor. And so really good organizations are educating the players on that. They're not just relying on the agents or outside sources. Teams are trying to get in there and impact guys at a young age to make sure that, as you said, that noise is not part of their beginning part of it.
And you spend any amount of time watching Dennis Smith Jr., Greg, his leaping ability makes for some impressive highlights.
Kevin, he's got the size and the off-the-charts athleticism. Now just trying to figure out how to realize his obvious potential.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing. Well, after passing on drafting him at the 8th pick in 2017, the Knicks got Dennis Smith anyway, and he's a big part of their future.
Be interesting to see offensively how it is that Dennis Smith grows under David Fizdale and how they're going to operate this season. Obviously, you want to be an extension if you're the point guard of the coaching staff. Lots of pressure on Dennis Smith to perform consistently for this Knicks team to remain competitive. Well, no secret that the Knicks were planning for a massive free agency and a free agent signing this past summer. They cleared a lot of cap space and were hopeful that their draft choice would be that #1 slot. It did not come to fruition.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Iguodala, the pass to Haslam. And that one, good. Haslam's got the lead up to 9 now for Miami. And a lot of people, Brent, feel that without a doubt, the Knicks are still a destination for free agents.
Well, to vacation, it seems like, Kevin, because not a lot of free agents are signing to play basketball in New York City. There's a lot of faith in that idea that it's the #1 market, the best place to live, and you can make a lot of money off the court. But over the past 10 years, have not seen much action out of New York City.
A 3 ball. And it's Price with the rebound. Knicks trail by 7. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Knocks it loose. It's taken away by Smith. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. The Heat making a switch here. Adebayo's checked in. Bossie's checked in for New York. Barrett comes in for Price. There's 1:17 left to play here in the half. Here's Smith. Miami no good on that time either.
And his lateral quickness really allows him to stay in front of the shooter there and challenge the shot.
Talk about versatility on offense a lot, but how about on defense? And he takes pride in making an impact down there.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. The promising point guard was traded to the Knicks. Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity. I've just got to make the most of it. Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
DA, that's when he is at his best. Thank you. Smith outside. Kicks it to Barrett. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. Both teams will make substitutions. Here's Booker. And Butler sends it back.
And the length of Butler can be a real problem. You've got to respect his reach. And this is a guy who can block shots from the wing.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
Yeah, everybody saw that one. That was pretty blatant there.
Just 4 seconds left in the first half. Three for Matthews. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And we've reached halftime in this one. Miami ahead, leading by 9. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, how does the defense you're playing impact your offense?
It just energizes us. We have an ignitable group, and that's how we play. So we have to continue to stay the course and try to keep them off the three-point line as best as we can.
Yeah, those runouts get your guys going. Thanks a lot, Spo. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. The biggest lead they were able to get out to during the first period was 6 points. In the second quarter, they made it look easy. They played well at both ends of the court, and suddenly they're sitting on a 9-point lead here at halftime. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Heat first half.
I like their commitment to that inside game, boy. Get it inside to the post. Got to be scoring in the post, splashing to the basket. Just shoot the high percentage shot. No jumpers, no threes. They're being a more aggressive team, a more physical team. They're definitely going to win this game.
And over to Kenny. What'd you think about New York?
Well, obviously, they were outshot. I thought they nailed it in too many times in terms of their effort. People weren't moving, they weren't screening, and they definitely weren't hustling. They need to hit the ground running to be competitive in the second half, or they could get blown out.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take it down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Well, we hear this all the time. Good defense beats good offense. Do you think that's true?
I don't know how defense scores. In today's game, seeing the juggernauts and seeing what we've seen, Kevin, quite frankly, as some of the best offensive teams, not only in the last 5 years, but in the history of the league, around the Houston Rockets and what the Golden State Warriors have been able to do. It's about equipping your team defensively to be able to stop that stylistically, but certainly every coach will say it comes down to defense, because that is something you can control.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And New York looking at who they've got.
Take a break.
Barrett is out there with the professor. Then there's Boss, and there's Money. And it's Baldwin in at the 5 down low. The first one falls.
And one issue for the Heat for years now, inefficient shooting.
Well, young players are learning how to defend, so you need to do that first. But if you can't go down on the offensive end and you can't find ways to dig out of holes by shooting the basketball, you get down 10 or 12 points. Defense sometimes isn't enough. They've been the bottom third in points scored for quite a while.
Both free throws good for Matthews.
A great player on a great role at the charity stripe. But D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Yep, it goes in, and the Miami lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from the professor. And so it's Matthews with it, bringing it up now for the Heat. Inside, and it's Wade. That time on the assist by Matthews. Wade's got 6.
As soon as Wade gets the ball that close to the basket, he's going to take advantage of weak defense and score.
Here's the professor. He's covered by Matthews. Stolen by Wade. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. It's rebounded by New York.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Here's the three. That's it, and the Miami lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Boss.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing big to have to step out on the perimeter. One thing that the Heat have done really for the last 4 years, block shots.
Well, they've had some very athletic big men. You think of Hassan Whiteside, who's moved on to Portland, and now Bam Adebayo. Length on the wings, and of course Dwyane Wade being the best shot-blocking two-guard of all time. That's always helped their defense be scrappy and challenge a lot of shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
Think about how long Erik Spoelstra has been with this organization, always talking about defense first. That comes from the mantra preached for so long from Pat Riley, the president of the organization, but his teams always relying on that to keep them competitive on a nightly basis during the regular season.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And Brent looking at Spoelstra. He's open to improving his offense.
Well, a little bit curious last summer, spending some time with the Division II coach and talking about a little bit more up-tempo style of play, wanting to learn the details of where you might be able to find some pace in an NBA game. The Heat will try to incorporate some of that and make those adjustments this year offensively.
Wade trying to break free, and he makes that one. And that's 10 points for the dude.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
It's stolen by Adebayo. No good from Wade. Knicks trail by 12. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Erik Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional, gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shots. Thank you so much.
Yeah, easy call.
For Miami, they have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. A different look for Miami. Harris is checked in for Adebayo. Earl comes in for Dwyane Wade. And Smith subbed in for Matthews. Then for the Knicks, Booker, he's checked in for Money. And Smith subbed in for the Professor. Good on both.
A big fella with the ability and confidence at the free throw line is something that every team wants. You don't have to make those late substitutions. Keep your big guys on the floor.
Passes it to Smith. And it's blocked.
That's just a good, solid, instinctual play there from Randy.
Here's Price. And it's Smith with the assist that time.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
Yeah, no stopping him on that play. Sometimes even the taller defenders are helpless to stop him.
Randall passes to Smith. Back to Randall. No good. Shot missing. And Miami the other way now.
Pick up the pace. Get the 2-for-1 here.
Be smart. but execute at the same time. Let's see what they do.
Pass to Jay. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
They're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And New York making a change here. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Knicks trail by 12. Smith outside. Throws it up high. Very pretty alley-oop layup.
That's an easy shot provided by Dennis Smith Jr.
And so it's the Miami Heat going into the break with a 10-point lead. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. We've got more in store for you right after this. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And he sliced the wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Knicks. Trailing by 10. They've got Harris. Jimmy Butler is out there with Robinson. And it's Smith. And it's Hero into the 2 spot. That's the group in the game for the Heat. The tray. Kept alive by New York. Knox misses.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Harris standing battle for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Harris has got the lead up to 12 now for Miami. Smith the pass to Boss. Pass to Baldwin. Rejected by Harris. Out of bounds. Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of it.
Knicks ball.
A different look for Miami. Bam Adebayo's checked in for Robinson. Iguodala comes in for Hero. And it's Matthews in for Smith. And then for New York, Money's checked in for Kevin Knox. Barrett comes in for Booker. And the professor subbed in for Dennis Smith. The pass to the professor. Just 5 to shoot. Fires from the wing.
Iguodala demonstrating his defensive prowess yet again. Superb reach on that ball. Hate to say it, but if they're still trailing at the final buzzer, a lot of this is going to be felt by him. His shooting tonight has just been atrocious.
Here's Barrett. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Greg, talking to scouts about R.J. Barrett, they love the athleticism. But what makes him especially good is the work ethic and the confidence.
Yeah, some elite prospects will take plays off. This guy never does. He's not one that sits around and reads his press clippings. He's a warrior, a leader, and he's proven to be a winner.
No good on that one. And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
And he sinks the second.
And what you like about Barrett is his all-around game, a versatile guard / forward who wants to keep improving.
Matthews passes to Butler. He claims that one off the back line, and down it falls. And the Heat lead by 13. Barrett wide open. He fires. New York, no good that time either. Here's Dieudonne off on the layup.
Well, it's one thing to play good defense, but then to alter the shot and get the rebound, that's a good day's work.
And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him. Wade, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. Heat leading by 10. Wade outside. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. New York, they're working against the clock now. Here's Boss. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Yeah, that's one way to get back into this game. Keep getting him the ball and let him make the shots.
Wade surveying the D. Offline from the top of the key.
And that's how you want to see defense play. Got right up in his face to bother the shot.
That's going to make any scorer uncomfortable when you get that aggressive.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the court.
Now it's a foul called by Miami. They're in front by 6. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter. And now let's present our Jordan player of the game, the Dude.
And his focus, guys, has been laser sharp. And his touch from the field, flawless. The teammates have worked hard to get him the ball in some good positions. And boy, has he rewarded them with a spectacular shooting performance. Great call to keep running all those sets for him.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address the team. He's encouraged where they are at this point in the game, but he told his guys things can turn in a blink. What we need to do is execute the rest of the way. So we'll see if they can finish this one off, Kevin.
And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. A floater. It's alive, and it's put back up and in by Wade. And the Heat lead by 6.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a tap.
New York calls timeout. They're down by 6. And 1:01 left to play in the final quarter. Now, here's Barrett. High, arcing shot. A shot that time, not on target. He lobs it up. Oh, and they get him away on the alley-oop. Has to be. Good play defensively. Here's G. Good. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And all of a sudden, that great run makes this a ball game. And now is no time to take your foot off the gas. They have got to stay aggressive.
Well, they stacked up everything to get to this point. Now they have to shift into overdrive.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Barrett with the ball. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And at 6'7", Barrett with terrific terrific positional size, which allows him to create problems for defenders down low.
First of two, no good. Heartbreaking. And he ends up missing both free throws. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
So they foul intentionally.
Shooting two.
First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
I think that's a wrap, and I can tell you, you can't have more pressure-packed free throws than the ones that are going to seal the game.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 5. There's 14 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
It's funny, at this point in the game, the coach is asking the team to be perfect. They haven't been to this point.
It falls! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Man, I'll tell you what, the pressure is cranked up. Who better to call than this guy?
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 4-point ball game.
And just like that, this game is a 2-possession affair.
The professor passes to Barrett. From deep 3-point range, he can't get it to go. And so the big win by Miami in a tight game. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Jimmy, you have not been shy about setting the bar high for this team defensively. Now, how do you think you did at that end tonight?
We did our thing tonight. We came out, put bodies on guys. Basketball's a game of runs, and they got some great scores, but in the end, we did what we were supposed to do.
You got the last run, and that's what matters. Thanks, Jimmy. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. We'll see you next time.